All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a review for the first trailer we have for Netflix's first North American zombie apocalypse series, and that is for Black Summer. Alright, man, so this one is pretty cool. I'll put the link in the description so you guys can go ahead and check out the first official trailer from Netflix for this brand new zombie series, man. So this is one that, I've been kind of covering for the last year or so, ever since Netflix announced they're going to be getting into the zombie apocalypse game with their own zombie apocalypse series. I mean, it follows suit. Netflix has just about everything. So, obviously, last decade or so, Walking Dead being huge, zombie apocalypse series being huge. ZNation did actually pretty well on Sci-Fi, and it had a 5-season run, and it just kind of wrapped up here at the wintertime. And this series here is from the creators of ZNation. Now, whether or not it's in the same kind of universe as ZNation, we'll have to see. I know a lot of you guys who subscribe to the channel watched a lot of the ZNation reviews over the years, and we kind of enjoyed how ZNation had this kind of humorous type of kind of slant to it. So it was a zombie apocalypse, but they took liberties with it, and they kind of did a lot of comedic stuff with it. It was sort of half serious and half comedy most of the time, sometimes even further than that. Some of the fun stuff that they did, zombie stripper on a pole and stuff like this, so that's some different stuff. So they took some liberties with us. Okay, so this one here, we were not really sure what this was going to look like for Netflix with Black Summer. And the reason why is because, I wasn't sure if it was going to be like a continuation of ZNation, if it was going to be, also have that comedy mixed in there as well too, and kind of have that same kind of vibe or same kind of feel that ZNation had, because it's from the creators of ZNation. But after seeing the trailer, and you guys can certainly watch it for yourselves too, I suggest you do, it does not look to me like it's going to be like ZNation, or it doesn't look from the first trailer. Now, sometimes trailers can be misleading, so it's kind of hard to judge a whole series just off of a minute and however many second trailer they've released for it. But it looks like it's pretty serious. It looks like it's a lot more serious than ZNation ever really was, at least from the first trailer. So I think that's probably a good thing. Maybe for Netflix, for their first zombie apocalypse series, they don't want it to be sort of like a parody or spoof type of comedy series. They want to do it like, straight and for it to be really scary and everything. So in this trailer, we see almost right away that the zombies are not really walkers. They're more like runners. So you have the fast style zombies, which I want to say kind of started off and around the Dawn of the Dead remake type of era, where you have people who, or something like 28 Days Later, some of those different movies where you have kind of, fast-paced zombies. So when people first turn, they have all their muscle tissue intact and everything is good with them. They're basically ferocious. So they're like animals that come after you, just totally raged out and flailing all over the place. So they're very scary and pretty hard to deal with. And they are a lot more scary, I want to say, than the regular walkers or something like this that we might see in a series like The Walking Dead. They're more intense than that, and you can see it from the trailer as they're kind of coming at people. You have kind of this. They're almost like monsters. They're still zombies, but they're fast style zombies, so they're like rage. Kind of this sort of style that they've chosen for them, which does look fun. And I am intrigued to see what a ongoing series would be like with those kind of zombies, because they're different than kind of the slower breed. It's harder to avoid them. They're more dangerous. It's harder to take them on. If you have two of those, and you're alone with them, it's going to be really difficult to fight them both off. Whereas with old school walkers from, the Romero style of zombies, the slower ones that are moving slower, not too bad for a person to take on 3 or 4 of them and be able to kill them. But in this type of series here, with this style of zombie where it's super fast, you're not going to be able by yourself. You got to run, basically. You're not going to be able to beat a few of them unless you've got an assault rifle or something. Otherwise, and even then it might be tough, because they're going to come at you from different angles. They're going to be so fast, and almost faster than people from the looks of the trailer. So it does look pretty intense. It looks pretty scary from the first trailer to see. So you've got So I'll touch on a few different, zombie series that we're familiar with here to kind of give my thoughts on what this one looks like. So you have the fast zombies, most similar to something like the Dawn of the Dead remake. And then you have characters that looks like a female lead for this one, from the looks of things, and in somewhat of a familiar kind of story where you have her separated from her daughter. So you have kind of maybe the opposite of something we saw with The Walking Dead, where Rick is looking for, at the beginning, Rick is looking for Carl and Lori, and he's most, Carl, he's most upset about Carl being gone. So there's definitely some similarities here, but just a female version instead. Mother looking for her daughter. Anyone who gets in the way, that's going to lose, right? So something like that. But actually, in terms of visual style, it looks more like a zombie apocalypse movie type of thing than what we're used to from something like Walking Dead or TV series. It also feels more to me like Fear the Walking Dead than the original Walking Dead, as far as having a female mother lead, also blonde, so similar to Kim Dickens' character Madison Clark from Fear the Walking Dead. So something like that. So it kind of feels to me like it has things that kind of remind me of some of the things that are out there, because there have been a good number of zombie series at this point in 2019. But it feels fresh enough and different enough to where it doesn't feel like a ripoff of any of them in particular. It just feels more like it's its own entity, it's its own thing, and different enough to where it's serious enough and intense enough to where it could be good, right? So they don't. So you have them running, different survivors. Again, we don't really know any of the survivors right now, but it looks like fun, right? Zombies coming through. They don't know what the hell is going on. They don't have a plan for us. I lost my daughter. I need to go to the stadium. So some stuff here for me personally that reminds me of Fear the Walking Dead. Anyone who's seen it all the way through will kind of get what I mean by that. If you haven't, no problem. Don't worry about it. It's just that there's some things there that are kind of reminiscent of what we saw in the first 4 seasons of Fear. Then it says, to get out of here, we've got to make some hard decisions. And then you see some kind of different scenes as you go through of maybe some survivor versus survivor type of scenarios. So some being shot off of a roof, which is a little bit intense, on what looks like maybe a school or building of some kind. And you have another one that's being chased through an air duct or something, or is crawling in a crawl space air duct type of situation, and a fast zombie kind of coming after that survivor there. And so then we have, is there anywhere that's safe? And you just, we don't know any of the characters right now, so it's hard to kind of... it's brand new, so it's hard to give our thoughts too much here. And it's not based on a comic or based on another, thing. Even though there was ZNation, from the looks of things in this one, I tend to think that I don't think that this will have any characters that were in ZNation, or have anybody that was in ZNation make appearances or things like that. And it to be honest, from the feel of it, I have to say right away that I feel like this is a different universe than what ZNation was. It just doesn't seem the same at all. It doesn't feel the same. But it looks really good. The quality of it, again, looks more movie-esque than what we're used to for TV series, for zombie apocalypse stuff. And it does look fresh. It looks pretty clean. Of course, video has gotten a lot better since a lot of these series started off. So you get higher quality, Netflix streaming, so it's going to look really good and everything. And again, for me, it reminds me more of some of the zombie apocalypse movies in terms of the visual style of it. You don't have like filters on it like you did in ZNation or Fear the Walking Dead that they've been doing. It doesn't really look anything like The Walking Dead. The environment looks totally different. So looks like it's pretty busy, suburban type of environments and schools and buildings and things like this. So heavy population. So that's pretty cool. You can see part of the military that's kind of in there too, and some planes that go over. It looks pretty exciting. So the synopsis for it reads: set in the dark, early days of a zombie apocalypse, Black Summer stars Jaime King as Rose. So it sounds like she will be our Rick, I suppose, if you will. I hope I'm not making you guys mad with the comparisons to Walking Dead. I can't help it. It's just ingrained in my mind. As Rose, a mother torn from her daughter, who embarks upon a harrowing journey to find her. See what I mean? Thrust alongside a small group of American refugees, these complete strangers must find the strength they need to fight their way back to loved ones. But in order for Rose and her team to brave this hostile new world, they will need to make brutal decisions to contend with zombies and each other. Season 1 of Black Summer premieres April 11th on Netflix. Wow, so that's actually pretty soon. That's sooner than I thought it was going to be. That's just a few weeks from now. And the other question, too, is whether or not they're going to drop an entire season like they usually do. That's usually their style, right? Like they say season 1 premieres, but that's kind of like the whole season premieres, right? Like if they do it the same way as they do most of their series, then that basically means that the entire season will just be available to you, just be dropped for you on April 11th. So that's pretty good timing, right? Because that's, let's see, 1 week. And then, so Sunday and then another week. So, yeah, that will be after, of course, The Walking Dead has ended. And that will be around the time that I think Game of Thrones is starting up. But it's so different from Game of Thrones, that should be just fine. So, all in all, thoughts on the trailer. You guys can leave yours below. What do you think about this? I would say that my best way I can kind of describe it, it has ingredients from Dawn of the Dead remake, it has ingredients from Fear the Walking Dead, it has ingredients from the original Walking Dead to start things off here, kind of all mixed together in a way that visually looks different enough to where I think it could be good, and it actually doesn't feel, or ZNation 2, and it doesn't just feel like a ZNation spinoff or continuation of ZNation. I think it feels like something that could be promising and could be really cool going forward. So let's see if it gets a second season or a third. Let's see how it feels with Jaime King as Rose, our lead character being female and being a mother of that age category. Let's see how the viewers respond to that. And let me know what you guys think about this first trailer. I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks intense and maybe promising for the future. The only thing I question is there's been so many different zombie apocalypse series at this point. Is there enough demand there with ZNation just ending, being canceled because, basically demand for that, went down quite a bit, or maybe because they wanted to kind of switch over to this? Well, it did because they wanted to do another season of ZNation. They didn't get it. So they were planning on continuing with that further, and demand kind of went down to such a degree where they weren't able to do that. So, will the demand be there for a Netflix North American zombie apocalypse series? Let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments below. If you like the video, thumb it up, share, favorite, and if you're new and you want to subscribe, bottom left to subscribe to see lots more videos from me. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again soon. It's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.